Has the global pandemic left you wondering about its economic impact? It's a question that's been on the minds of many since the onset of COVID-19. This health crisis, unlike any other we've seen in our lifetime, has sent shockwaves through the global economy, creating unprecedented challenges and uncertainty. From small businesses to global corporations, from the everyday consumer to the financial market, no sector has remained untouched. The world economy, once a well-oiled machine, seemed to grind to a halt almost overnight. Governments, economists, and policymakers worldwide were faced with a daunting task: crafting a robust economic response to an unforeseen enemy. The complexity of this response cannot be overstated. It involved not just managing an immediate crisis, but also planning for recovery, striking a balance between public health and economic stability, and addressing the long-term economic repercussions of the pandemic. The economic response to the pandemic, while complex, has been instrumental in mitigating its effects. The economic response was rapid, but was it effective? In the face of an unprecedented global health crisis, the United States government sprung into action. Their economic response was a blend of stimulus measures and monetary policy interventions, forming a timeline that traces the nation's fight against the economic impact of the pandemic. In March of 2020, the initial response took shape as the CARES Act. This $2 trillion relief package, the largest in American history, aimed to provide direct financial aid to individuals, bolster unemployment benefits, and support struggling businesses. April saw the Federal Reserve take significant measures to support the economy. They slashed interest rates to near zero, aiming to stimulate borrowing and investment. They also launched a plethora of lending programs, extending credit to various sectors of the economy. As summer rolled in, the government's focus shifted towards supporting small businesses, the backbone of the American economy. The Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, was introduced. This initiative provided forgivable loans to small businesses, encouraging them to keep their employees on the payroll. By the fall, it was clear that additional support was needed. In October, the Fed announced it would maintain its aggressive monetary policy stance until the economy showed signs of substantial recovery. The year wrapped up with the passage of another relief package in December. An additional $900 billion was injected into the economy, providing further support to individuals, businesses, and healthcare providers. 2021 saw the continuation of these efforts. In March, the American Rescue Plan was signed into law, offering another $1.9 trillion in economic relief. Each of these steps was a response to the evolving economic challenges posed by the pandemic. This timeline of the economic response, punctuated by key stimulus measures and monetary policy interventions, tells a tale of a nation grappling with an unprecedented crisis. Although the effectiveness of these measures is still under scrutiny, one thing is clear. The response was swift, it was substantial, and it was aimed at providing relief to the American people and their businesses. This timeline provides a clear picture of the government's response to the economic crisis. Unprecedented times called for unprecedented measures. In the face of the economic enigma posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the U.S. government took swift and decisive action. It was clear that ordinary solutions would not suffice. As businesses closed their doors, workers lost their jobs, and the economy teetered on the brink of a recession, the government rolled out a series of stimulus measures. These measures were not just about pumping money into the economy. They were about providing a safety net for businesses and workers alike, ensuring that the economic engine of the nation would not grind to a halt. Firstly, let's talk about the support for businesses. The government offered a range of loans and grants to help businesses stay afloat. These included the Paycheck Protection Program, which provided forgivable loans to small businesses, allowing them to keep their employees on the payroll during the shutdown. This was crucial in preventing a complete collapse of the small business sector, which is the lifeblood of the American economy. Secondly, the stimulus measures extended a helping hand to workers. The government boosted unemployment benefits, offering an additional $600 per week on top of the usual amount. This extra money provided a vital lifeline for those who found themselves suddenly out of work. But the stimulus measures didn't stop there. The government also issued direct payments to individuals and families, helping to alleviate the financial strain and inject some much-needed cash into the economy. But what was the impact of these measures? Well, they provided a buffer against the immediate economic shock of the pandemic. Businesses were able to keep their doors open, workers could pay their bills, and the economy, while battered, managed to keep moving. The stimulus measures were a bold and necessary response to an extraordinary crisis. They were a testament to the government's commitment to support its people and its economy in the face of adversity. These measures served as a lifeline for many during these challenging times. But stimulus measures weren't the only tools in the economic arsenal. Monetary policy interventions were also crucial during the pandemic. Monetary policy refers to the actions taken by central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the United States, to control the money supply and interest rates. During the pandemic, central banks worldwide slashed interest rates to near zero. This was done to make borrowing cheaper and encourage spending, thus stimulating the economy. Central banks also took unprecedented steps, such as buying corporate bonds and providing loans to businesses, to ensure liquidity in the markets. These interventions aim to stabilize the economy, support financial markets, and prevent a complete economic meltdown. They served as a lifeline for businesses struggling to stay afloat during the economic storm brought on by the pandemic. In essence, the central banks acted as the economy's shock absorbers, absorbing the financial blows and helping to steady the economic ship amid turbulent waters. Monetary policy interventions played a key role in keeping the economic ship afloat. So, what has been the result of these economic measures? Stimulus packages and monetary policy interventions have acted as a lifeline for millions, staving off a complete economic collapse. Unprecedented in scale and scope, these measures have injected cash directly into the economy, propping up businesses, and providing relief to individuals in dire financial straits. The effectiveness of these actions, however, has been a topic of heated debate. Critics argue that while they provided immediate relief, they may have set the stage for future economic instability. Proponents, on the other hand, see these measures as a necessary evil, a bold step taken to prevent a worse economic downturn. The economic landscape has undeniably been shaped by these measures, with increased government debt, changes in consumer behavior, and a shift towards digital economies being some of the most notable effects. The economic response to the pandemic has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on our economy, offering lessons for future crises.